start off with Loki. The series just ended. What are your thoughts on it? The series so far, and compare it to the other two shows. Well, you didn't watch WandaVision, right?
I did. I seen that.
If you watched all of it,
I seen all of it. Yeah.
yeah. So, like,
I
before you
seen.
review it, like compare it to the other shows, and if you like it more or not.
I think out of all the shows, personally, I like Loki because I'm more of a sci-fi guy, and I like the idea of time travel and how timelines work, and the whole idea of going back to the future and going to the past and alternate universes and how that affects the overall timeline of the world and how basically it touches on the conversation on how the whole universe actually works. And me, I'm always been into that. Like I've always seen like movies like Back to the Future and loved it. Like movies like Butterfly Effect, and I feel like watching that it kind of gave me like that the answer that like I was looking for how the universe actually works, but not really how it works, but like it's a cool idea of how the universe works in that universe. And
No,
I
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
and I feel like I like that's the reason why I like it better than definitely Wonder Woman's because I feel like Woman was basically
Wait, Wonder Woman?
oh shit, I said Wonder Woman. I'm thinking of Wonder Woman for some reason. You know what I mean?
WandaVision.
Wonder Vision, yeah. Because I feel like it's just basically more so about her and her going through like depression and somewhat. And it's not really that much of a. I didn't really care about it. You know what I mean? It's like you're going through something, but you're still taking advantage of people's lives, and like I thought it was a wild concept. Like, damn, this girl's really crazy. That like she's really willing to like control people just to make herself feel better. But
Honestly, they literally made that show just to retcon her character into saying that she's been a witch the entire time. Like it had nothing to do with the stones and being experimented on and shit. I was
yeah,
just like, wow, that's crazy.
hmm and then Captain Captain America and Winter Soldier. I said Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I like it because it was basically I felt like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was watching like a Avengers movie or like a Marvel's movie. It was like I love the action. I love how like they talked about serious topics like racism and overall the main reason why I like the show that show is because I feel like the action was great and then I like how they were like the plot, how they were using like the Winter Soldier and how Falcon would help him, and, and then the whole topic of who's going to be the next Captain America because now we know he's dead in the movie.
They basically, I feel like out of all three shows, that one felt more like a movie out of all of them.
Yeah,
And uh, you just got more backstory. Out of all three of the shows, you definitely get more backstory on those two than like Loki and WandaVision. Just like I guess you get the backstory of her being a witch or whatever, but other than that, like the whole series of Falcon and Winter Soldier was pretty much explaining what happened after the snap and like what their life was before it and stuff, which was what I
yeah.
liked. But yeah,
Was that your favorite one?
yeah. But you know, yeah. So talk about Loki. What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? And yeah, overall, like the series.
What I liked about Loki is because one thing is I didn't care about Loki in the beginning. Like I can care less about Loki as a character, but watching this show, like you start to like him more because like you didn't really think he was like a main role. You thought he was kind of like a side character. Even when he was supposed to be like the main villain, kind of, he wasn't really like the main villain, and no one really cared about him. But then you wonder like, oh, whatever happened to this dude? Like after when he took the one of the stones, and then you realize that he gets transferred to like this whole new world where like basically those stones don't mean jack shit. Like they had him in their desk and shit like that. And I like how I like the how he broke down the character and why he does the things that he does and like how like he does have a good side to him, and like he's not all bad. And I like how they made a show about a villain instead of just a hero. I'm getting tired of seeing like superheroes all the time. It's like it's kind of dope to see the other side, kind of. And then I like the whole idea of the variants, how there's multiple different Lokis and how they all act differently. I like the character of Sylvia, the girl version of Loki, and it was kind of interesting how Loki was actually like loved his own self, another Loki, just another variant of himself. This is kind of narcissistic.
Very, very.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything I hate about the show. I wish there was more episodes.
Well, you think you'd like it more if it was more episodes, like, or wouldn't have hit as hard?
Not it would. It probably wouldn't have hit as hard if there was more episodes. But I think the amount that they have and what they put out was good enough. But like, if they had more, I wouldn't mind having more. You know what I mean?
Okay. So yeah. So you saying that's your favorite one, pretty much?
Yeah. So far, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I only watched the first episode. Actually, I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just wait until it all finishes. And then when it finished, I binged the whole series. Loki, the show, it was, like the actors are doing a great job, you know. I liked the concept of the show. It looked really nice, you know.
Yeah.
It had good CGI and shit like that.
Yeah.
I like how the pretty much the control, like the head of the universe, pretty much like the controller of the universe. I forget his name. He's like the one who lasted or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he was black. You know, he was a brother. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't.
Bro, the ending is probably like the best part, bro. Like it, like the end. How like they basically find out who's controlling the timeline and everything like that. Like the what is that? The Time Master? Is that his name? I don't know his name.
Well, yeah, the name. It was like the one who was last or something like that. I forget, but yeah, he was pretty much because once you found out that the Time Lords or whatever were like robots and they weren't real,
Yeah.
you find out that he was the one really pulling the strings in the background and shit.
Yeah, I like the whole idea how like he was so fed up and done with like this. Like I can't even imagine just being by yourself for all those years, bro. Just chilling, just making sure everything's like working out. And he was so. I feel like he was so insane to the point where he's like, yo, I don't even care what happens anymore. Like I can just die and I'm gonna be back in the sea anyway because he's probably like the only guy that's capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I don't know if you know Kang the Conqueror. He's like a Avengers villain. He's like a time traveler, and he's one of like he's on some Thanos shit. Like he's a strong villain for the Avengers. I'm pretty sure that's what they're setting up. And you know how at the end there's like a statue of him, and he was saying if you kill me, something worse is gonna come. He's basically saying that if you kill me, a variant of me, which will be Kang the Conqueror, is gonna come and fuck them up. So it's pretty much like they're setting up like
He was basically saying that he's gone through it already.
well, to a degree, because there was a point where he said, "I don't know what's gonna happen next."
Yeah,
but he pretty much said like it's a win-win situation for him, just because either they let him live or he dies, and then some like variants of him will come, and then he'll pretty much end up in the same space, either with a more villainous role or a more like heroic role. But he pretty much said if he dies, like a variant of him is gonna be back in that place.
Yeah. And then he was gonna let them take over, right?
Yeah,
The Loki.
the time Time Force. Power
Yeah.
Rangers Time Force. But yeah. Nah, yeah, I wasn't. Though the real like when I for me like the reason why I didn't like the show, like the show overall, like the cast, the characters, like all that stuff was good. What I didn't like was pretty much the ramifications of the show. So one, it pretty much says everything that happens in the everything that happened in the Marvel universe was supposed to happen. So that pretty much takes the stakes out of all of the Marvel shows. Well, the Marvel movies, which I'm not really a fan of, just because of all the things that happen, like all the character development, all the growth, all the loss, like everything. It was pretty much like this was supposed to happen, which I'm like, I don't think, because moving forward, that's just what we're gonna see. You know what I mean? That pretty much discredits everything we're gonna see moving forward. And two, the character of Loki, I disagree with you. I feel like Loki already had all the things that you were saying. Like, he was a villain, like that was like obviously a less of a villain. Like in the Avengers movie, he was a badass. Like he took on all the Avengers, like himself, Dolo. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was the reason. Obviously Thanos behind, like in the background or whatever, but he was the reason why pretty much the Avengers got together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and not only that, we also got character development for him that you said that he hasn't had, that he got in this show. He already had that, which in Thor 2 and Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't really watch. I seen the first Thor and then Ragnarok.
But yeah. So the only thing that I guess you could say that we pretty much, I guess, find out that, like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, I'm a narcissist and all that extra shit. It's like you just kind of assume that from what you've seen of him already. But yeah, with Thor Ragnarok, he literally switched sides. Like, he became somewhat of an anti-hero. Like, he started helping Thor and all that shit. So we kind of already seen him like rise into the occasion of being a somewhat hero. And he sacrificed his life for his brother in Avengers and Infinity War. He sacrificed himself already in Avengers Infinity War. So that pretty much showed that his character development was there. Like, he grew. Like, you know what I mean?
But I feel like he didn't really own up to it until now. Like,
well, of course, with a series, you're gonna get all the chances to him explain how he feels. But I feel like we got what we needed from Thor. Like, Loki. I don't think he needed a series. I think they used him pretty much to set up this time force, timekeepers, and Kang the Conqueror, which is pretty much setting up the next Avengers villain. But yeah, and honestly, I feel like they kind of, what I've seen of Loki, they kind of not ruined his character, but they made him like an idiot. They made him, compared to like an Avenger, like everything we've seen in the movies, he's been smart, he's been calculated, he's been like malicious, like everything. Like, he's been pretty much like a good, like, opposite of Thor, because Thor is kind of like the muscle, the beef head, pretty much, and he's like the smart character. So I just feel like they made him dumb, like with like certain things that he was doing. I was kind of like, is that what Loki would do? I mean, I guess, like, and certain things are kind of just, I would say, rewriting history. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like they did the same thing with WandaVision, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't like WandaVision, because you're making a show with agendas behind it, pretty much saying like, oh, I know you want to find out more about this character, so we're just gonna completely rewrite everything that you've seen in the movies just to create something new for the future. And I just felt like I didn't. I just like you. I didn't care about Loki. I didn't care about WandaVision, and I didn't care about Falcon or Winter Soldier. But the difference between all three of the shows was Falcon and Winter Soldier actually made me care about them. Loki, I didn't. After the series ended, I still don't care about him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's still another character. WandaVision, I don't care about Wanda or Vision after the series. I care more about what's going on in the story versus the characters, and I feel like they made a big misstep with that. And I don't know. I just maybe it's the Marvel fatigue because it's been like so long. Like, we've been watching like the Marvel universe for years now. So now for when I heard they were creating TV shows, I was looking forward to getting more backstory on characters, but making me care more about them. So once I found out they're making shows about Wanda and Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier, the bar I had for it was set low, and the only series that kind of reach over, like did more beyond, was Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's the only series that I actually cared about the characters. I was like, damn, I actually want to see them succeed or whatever. Like with Loki, it was just like, bro, like man just fell in love with himself. Like I guess like that's like I don't think that's something he would do per se. But I don't know. That's just how I was watching it. I was just like, okay, so they did all this just to set up the next kind of big Marvel villain or whatever. But and it was the fact that it said that they're making a season 2. I was just like, I don't care. I don't want to watch that. Like I just don't care personally. Like,
hey man, I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I can't lie though. I felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier really made me mess with Falcon a lot more. Like the actor himself, like I didn't really care about him at all. I was like, man, he's just a guy with some wings that just shows up.
That's what I mean. I'm saying like the character development itself. Yeah, like the character, just like you said, the character development in Loki was you finding out like he's narcissistic, or like he's like he kind of regresses the actions he's made, or you finding out why he does what he does. I feel like we got that already, so it's kind of like a reach.
We did get it already.
Like I feel like if you watched the movies again, like Thor Ragnarok, Thor 2, and then Avengers Infinity War, you kind of already, his story kind of wrapped up in a perfect kind of bow for him to sacrifice himself for his brother, even though they're not like related. Like he still sacrificed his life, saying like, yo, I'll do whatever because like I've grown from the person I was in Avengers 1. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I was watching. When I was watching, there was no stakes in my opinion, because it's like this takes place so far away from everything we've learned that whatever happens, we're not going to see any type of ramifications in the movies other than Kang the Conqueror. Like we're never going to find out in the movies that the Infinity Stones meant nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I was seeing it. Like,
so you don't think the part with Kang the Conqueror coming through, that's not really like a serious thing to worry about for the Marvel universe?
Yes, but I don't think we're ever gonna see the Timekeepers or any of those people in the
movies,
in the movies, or explained in the movies. I feel like the only thing we could see other than Kang is the variants parts, like because the next Doctor Strange movie is called A Multiverse of Madness. That and the next Spider-Man movie is gonna have different versions of Spider-Man in it, like Tobey Maguire, and you know what I mean. So that, like, when it comes to variants, yeah, we're gonna see more of that. But I honestly don't think we're ever gonna see Loki in a movie again.
That makes sense. But This is kind of off topic, but it's still about Loki. When I was watching the other variants, you know how he was wearing that suit. One of the variants were wearing like a suit.
Yeah,
I don't know, like I just noticed the guy, like the actor himself, he kind of looks like a Joker a little bit.
I
I don't know.
agree.
It
No,
might
I
be.
know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
He
He
looks
kind
like
of does.
he looks like the skinny version of Joker, like the cartoon version.
Honestly, I could see him playing the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like with his sadistic like actions and characteristic, I could see him. I could see him playing the Joker.
hmm I seen. I was like, yo, he looked like the cartoon face. Like he looked like Joker, bro.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, what do you think? What would you rate the series? And I'm pretty sure. So these are the first three batches of the Marvel TV shows. So what would you rate just Marvel television in general from what we've seen so far? Like we're gonna see more TV shows in the future, but
Yeah.
just from what we've seen so far, what would you say about like Marvel TV versus like the old TV shows that they fucking canceled, like Daredevil and
Yeah.
fucking like you know what I mean? Like they canceled all those shows just to bring this shit. Like so, yeah.
If I'm rating it from like from 5 stars, I would give it like a 3 star. Yeah. As a whole, I'll give it like a 3 star.
So what would you rate Loki?
Loki, I would give Loki a 4 star.
Okay. The Marvel TV shows, I'd probably I agree with you. I'd give it 3 stars. Um, my for Loki, I would give it 3 stars as well, just because like I'm not gonna hate, I'm not gonna go shit on the series just because of like how I feel towards this Marvel universe. Like the show looks good, it's acted well, it has great cinematography, it has great uh, like the character designs and all that stuff. It was really cool, and you know what I mean, like all that was dope. But it just kind of it's like a mixture of Marvel fatigue and rewriting history that it kind of just feels like I honestly don't care. I care less than I did before these series came out. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
like with Kang, it's not like we're ever gonna see Kang versus Iron Man and Cap. Like you know what I mean? We're gonna see Kang versus what?
Yeah.
Spider Man and Captain Marvel and shit. Like I guess. Like I don't know. But yeah. So, but hey, I don't think I'll probably give one more series a chance, but I don't think I'm very invested in the series of Marvel television just in general.
Did you prefer like the Netflix versions?
Yes. In my opinion, Daredevil is the best superhero TV of all time.
Daredevil was fire.
Like Daredevil is
That
on
season two was crazy. That season
like,
two was crazy.
and even season 3 was fire. Like you know what I mean? I feel like the whole series, if you take away the Defenders, the whole series was almost flawless. Like you know what I mean? Like I was invested. I liked all the characters. The action was fucking crazy. The cinematography was great. Like the acting was great. Like I feel like they swept it under the rug when they probably should have brought it into the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
So, what was the reasoning behind them getting rid of all that so they can put it on Disney?
Well, dude, there was a merger. So back in the day, Marvel movies and Marvel TV were two separate entities. So that's why you got like Agents of Shield. That's why you got like you know what I mean, like Daredevil and all them. But I think the head of Marvel TV, he either left or stepped down. So they put it together. So now they're all one united like entity. So now all those other shows, like I know you didn't watch Agents of Shield, right?
Nah, I haven't. I only seen
Agents of
like.
Shield is really good. Like it's a really good TV show. And on the I think it was season 4, they introduced Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, he was supposed to get his own TV show. But literally right when they started filming and shit, like they did the merger, so they literally canceled that whole series. They
Mm.
can't so they canceled pretty much anything moving forward. Like Luke Cage is supposed to get another season. Like all those shows were supposed to like continue. They probably would have introduced more heroes and more villains and whatever. Like you know what I
Wasn't
mean?
there like Blade a possibility too?
Well, Blade is 100%. He's I think he's getting a movie or a
Movie.
TV show, one of the two. But he is confirmed to be coming soon.
Then that would have been dope. Ghost Rider, that would have been fire.
Yeah, like, and honestly, if you have nothing to watch, I'd recommend giving Agents of Shield a try. It's actually a really good series. Like, they introduce a lot of characters, and Agent Coulson, he's like the lead of the show, and he's the greatest. Bro. He's just amazing. Like, and it's so, but yeah, I don't know. I just not interested. You know.
I just don't understand. Like, why couldn't they just put all those shows into Disney Plus? Like, why would they scrap it? Like, was it like business behind it? Like, was it like a specific deal that they had
It
to?
most likely was just. I'm pretty sure Netflix had some type of rights to those shows,
Yeah,
but like that's why if you go on Disney Plus, like I'm pretty sure you won't see Luke Cage or
yeah,
Daredevil on Disney Plus. Like you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it was great while it lasted. You know, fuck it. But yeah. So.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes